Hi, Chris Lamb with Commerce Home Mortgage. This is the market update for the month of October. I hope you're having a great month so far. We're going to jump right in. There's a lot of topics going on in the real estate and lending world right now. But the first thing we wanted to talk about is a question that we've been getting a lot over the last 24 months, which is, should I buy an investment property? You know, with the HGTV movement and a lot of people thinking that buying and fixing up homes is a very attractive thing, which I think so too. It's a big question and it's very topical right now. And so a couple thoughts on that. I recently had a guy sat down with me, wants to buy his first investment property, sounds super romantic and fun to him. And the question that I asked him was, yeah, it's probably a good idea to buy an investment property, but what's your real goal? And when I asked him that question, he really didn't know how to answer it. And so when we think about buying an investment property, one of the things that I've been taught is, how does that fit into your long-term plan? And do you have a long-term plan? In other words, are you trying to create passive income? If so, how much? At what point are you going to need that passive income? And how much time do you have to create that passive income? And then from there, you work backwards. Do you want to buy investment properties? Do you want to take advantage of maybe some of the pre-tax investments that are available with your employer, like a 401k or a Roth IRA? Because those certainly have value and benefits too. In some ways, with the pre-tax part, they might even be better than an investment property. And then finally, it gets down to the question, is now a good time to buy an investment property, like a single family home that I can rent out to a long-term renter, or maybe even try an Airbnb, or a multi-family property like a duplex, triplex, or fourplex, or even an apartment complex? And this is a really great question right now, especially with all the things going on in California with rent control, a shortage of housing, and some of the lowest vacancy rates we've seen in a long time. And so when it comes to buying an investment property, a couple things you want to think about. Number one, I was taught a long time ago the best way to get an investment property is to buy it right. Now, obviously, you're never going to catch the bottom of the market. You're never going to wait till the perfect time. And so if you're thinking about buying one right now, you have 20% to put down, which is the minimum you can put down in general. Then trying to find the right property in the right location that's going to get you the highest premium of rents. The second thing to think about is talking to a CPA or a tax professional. Having an investment property has a lot of tax advantages, as well as just the rent you're going to get off the property. And so ask your CPA about things like depreciation over time and what that would do to your tax bracket. And then finally, locking in if you're getting a mortgage at low rates. And right now you're in luck, because we're seeing some of the best rates we've seen in a long time. And I want to use that as a segue into ending this update with what's going on with mortgage rates, because this is also a big question we have right now. I've had a lot of people that we've been able to take from one rate to another by refinancing them and helping them save money. There's a lot of people that bought a house in the last 6 months or a year, and it doesn't quite make sense to refinance yet. So as we look forward into 2020, there's a couple things to think about. Now, most experts do predict we're going to see rates stay low well into the election. We don't know if they're going to go lower. There's certainly a lot of things that could happen that could change that. I think we all would agree that there's a lot of uncertainty as we head into next year. But if I had to bet, I would say that rates are probably going to stay pretty low, with a chance that they could go lower. But of course, they could go higher. So if you're someone that hasn't refinanced yet, you've been thinking about buying, or you're thinking about maybe selling your house and upgrading to a new house, it's a really good time to run the numbers and see what that looks like. And finally, if you're someone who's been thinking about possibly purchasing an investment property, you've been hearing about people doing that, trying the Airbnb thing, it's also a really good time to look at those numbers. So as always, if you need anything from me, if you have questions on any of these topics or anything else, feel free to call me at the office, send me an email, and I hope you have a good rest of the month. We'll talk to you soon.